Game
All
time.
right, welcome to the first episode of Leave Your Better and Wetter podcast. And in this episode, we're going to talk about sex and the worldview around sex, really, and how it's viewed in such a taboo topic. Like, sex is really just categorized in a very negative way. And we're going to talk about why it shouldn't be that way.
And we are your hosts. So that is Anton Conquers, and I am Daniel. Go by Daniel Always Wins.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, we're going to talk about the climate, and things are changing, obviously, with Tinder, social media, OnlyFans. The richer are getting richer, and the poor are getting poorer in all different kinds of ways, financially, but also in the dating game as well.
Yeah, so let's start it off. Sex is viewed in such a controversial way. And I feel like a lot of guys, they get into relationships and they're like, they want the girl, right? They want the girl, but they don't want a girl that has had a lot of sex. And it's like women, it's because of social conditioning, right? Like, I mean, it could be because of like religion, depending on the religion you grew up. And that's understandable, it's nothing against religion or anything like that. But these are the reasons why, sex is viewed in like such a like weird fucking way. Like, people make sex to be like such a weird fucking thing. Like, you mention the word sex in public and you'll see how many people just like cock their heads and like flinch, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they get all hesitant and shit.
yeah, like people are like, what the fuck? Oh shit, he said sex. And it's like, it's not really such a big deal, right? And like our podcast is like around this shit, right? But like what people need to understand is that sex is such a normal fucking thing. And growing up, like we're taught like sex is bad, or even things like masturbation, right? Like, oh, don't do that, it's bad, or you're gonna go to fucking hell if you fucking think about sex. And it's like it's such a stupid thing.
It's
and
crazy.
Like, it's crazy, right?
Like, literally, sex is probably the most important thing. It's the reason why we're all here. And it's tied to all of your healthy emotions. And if you have blocks in your sexual energy, that's going to lead to blocks in all different areas of your life, because we draw from our sexual energy for creativity and all that stuff.
Exactly. Sex is such an energizing thing, right? It has so much fucking energy. Like, you know how much fucking energy it takes to create a human being.
Facts.
Like, it's so much fucking energy. Like, unbelievable, right? And it's like we're being taught, like, don't fucking do it. Like, do that shit in secret type of shit. And I'm not saying have sex in public and shit, but I'm saying like the way it's taught is we're being taught that it's like it's such a bad thing. Like, we shouldn't be fucking doing this shit. We shouldn't be thinking about it. We shouldn't be. And I feel like women really get impacted with this a lot more than men, or just in general in the world. Mm-hmm. Like, women are getting slut shamed for being sexual, for being normal. Because being sexual is just being fucking normal. It's natural, right? And women are being slut shamed about it. And I feel like that's one of the big... women are honestly the ones that are more sexually repressed than any other person in the world, than any other man in the world. And it impacts them a lot harder because they're the ones that are mostly judged on that.
Yeah. And they don't really have the ability to... biologically speaking, they are more hesitant to speak up because a man is stronger physically, and every single man has a different view on sex. So it's like walking on eggshells around men 24/7, and all this repressed energy. Like he said, sexual energy is like, there's so much energy there, and when it's repressed, it literally creates blocks in your life. And, it takes 8 months to make a baby, right? And this is why girls are so selective on who they have sex with. And now I kind of understand this now, and I can put myself in their shoes because I've done, 8 months semen retention. Like, I've literally saved my sexual energy for, more than 8 months now. And I kind of get it, and I kind of understand it. And guys, they can just, go watch porn and just, get rid of that urge or that tension, right? Girls don't really, it's not really like that for girls. They have to be very selective with who they go and get pregnant by, and spend 8 months vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? Vulnerable, and hopefully that this guy stays and he can actually protect her and provide for her. It's just a different story. And so, women have all of this sexual power that, gets repressed by society because men are insecure and want to, control them. It's happened over, the centuries, literally. Like, you can look at almost any religion. There's always some sort of sexual repression. And you can look at the kings. They always try to create harems and keep the women, like, to themselves and all this stuff. Like, it's just a very dense topic throughout human history, and I really do think that freeing our minds and our emotions around this topic is the key to enlightenment, if you will, or the key to human evolution.
Exactly. And the funny thing about this is that, like, it's completely the opposite thing when it comes to men. Like, yeah, men are sexually repressed too. Like, they have blocks in their sexuality, but in terms of, like, judgment, men get praised, for sleeping with multiple women, right? They get praised for it, and women, it's the complete opposite. They get shut down, and that's why, like, you hear about, like, kings having, like, multiple women, and or you hear, like, a player, right, like, fucking having multiple women, and it's like, to them, like, everybody sees that as, like, oh wow, like, it's such a fucking, like, they praise these fucking guys. They praise guys for, it's like a level up for guys, but when a woman sleeps with multiple guys, it's like a level down for them, and they get viewed, like, in such negativity because they call them sluts, right? They think that a woman becomes a slut just because, or that she's a slut just because she's fucking other guys, multiple guys, and guys are viewed as a player or a fucking pimp or a king for sleeping with multiple women. Right? And I feel like that's such a fucked up view. It's such a fucked up view to have because it's just unfair, right? It's unfair. And like I said, sex is such a natural thing. Like, there's a reason we're all fucking here, like Daniel said. And I feel like, women can't really, like, express themselves fully. And that's why I'm saying, like, women are more repressed than men because they're slut shamed and men are fucking praised.
Yeah. And, like, I don't know if you have heard that saying where it's like men have to generate their value, but women preserve it. You know that saying?
Yeah.
It's funny because, at the end of the day, the girls that got asked out the most in like high school were the girls that were more open sexually, and then the judgment starts to come after. But it's only the girls that are like like they actually know themselves sexually and they're willing to actually take that first step and have sex with the guys in high school when everybody's just getting into sex and stuff. Those are the girls that are actually viewed as high value back then. And then as you get older, now it's like, and then also that goes into college a little bit, but then it's like after that, it's like, oh, now she's a slut. Like, now it's like you have to preserve your value, and it's just a game. It's like, it's because as she gets older, as he gets older, now they're looking for pair bonding. They're looking, to actually be with somebody longer term. And now it's like, now the frame works in your favor to slut shame somebody. It's always just like, does it work in your favor to slut shame somebody? In high school, it doesn't, right? Because you want to get laid. In college, it doesn't. So, you know what I'm saying? You praise someone for being a slut. And at the end of the day, sexuality, just having a good relationship with sex and having fun, exciting sex is going to boost all areas of your life. And any repression around sex is going to harm every area of your life. And so at the end of the day, just playing this game of like, oh, what benefits me in this moment is a lose-lose for everybody, because in every moment, being, sexual and having a good relationship with your sex is beneficial for everybody. It's win-win always. And I think with it's not even relationships, I think it's marriage and monogamy and thinking that like this is the way it has to be between humans is kind of the thing that makes these rules come. It's just an idea in our brain. Like, if you guys were supposed to be together, then nature would make that happen, not the government, right? If you like each other's company that much, then you're gonna stay around each other. That's common sense. And if you think that's the best thing for your kids, you're gonna know that as well. It's gonna be an intuitive sense that you need to stay around for the kids, But imagine we were in a society where every man and every woman was a father and a mother for every child of the community, let's say, for example. Would monogamy need to exist in that sense then?
Yeah. And the one thing you guys really need to understand is that, like, even though there's all this repression and shit around sex, and you know it's viewed as such a negative way, like you need to understand that women love sex, and men do too. But women really like fucking love sex. Like I feel like women love sex more than men, to be honest. Like they want it. Like I have so many fucking stories, right? And I don't want to get into it too much, but like I've dated women who like are also sexually repressed, you know, and I feel like a part of like being a man, right? Being a leader, and you know, really helping a woman or another person see and understand,
Yeah.
feel unjudged, and really like guide them and lead them into like being free sexually, and you know, being open-minded and just really just being open and free. And you know, like I said, women love sex. Like it's not like you like a lot of guys they date women, they're like, oh, she's such a like good girl. Like no, like she goes to church every fucking day. She's not that type of girl. Or
Yeah, like
you
it's
know,
bad. Like she can't be a loving person if she's also sexual or some shit.
exactly right,
Dude, and
yeah.
it's also because guys don't get laid a lot. Like if you think about it, like 95% of the guys are not like pre-selected by women, and so only 5 are at the top, like getting laid so much. So it's like it's so much fucking easier for guys to shame girls because it just benefits the majority of fucking guys. And guys are the leaders of the world, so they're setting the fucking the standards of shaming. You know what I'm saying? They literally
Exactly.
are.
Exactly. They're basically setting themselves up for failure, right?
They are.
Like how do you expect to have such an amazing relationship with women if you can't even if you're judging her, first of all, right? If you're making her feel judged, she's not going to open up to you fully. Like in order to have a great sexual relationship with a woman or with your partner, with whoever, it doesn't matter. You need to be able to express yourselves to each other like authentically and not hide anything, not fucking hold anything back sexually. Like a lot of people are in relationships and they want to explore something in the bedroom, and it's like they're afraid to fucking say it, and it's like there's like they create that barrier between them where it's like they can't fully connect to a true deep level, sexually and emotionally. And it's like women want to fucking do that, men do too, right? And maybe you know women do more than guys, of course. But like women want to really just they want to be with a man who can not judge her and make her feel like she can express herself. And when a guy can make her feel that way, you know, then she's really gonna open up and she's gonna be like, holy fuck, like this guy truly understands me and he doesn't make me feel judged. And that's when you really build like a really strong sexual and emotional connection and relationships. It's when you can basically let the other person feel completely free around you and just completely let go and
Yeah.
just be themselves at their true sexual core.
Yeah. And also then you can be the man and actually lead her into higher levels of sexual enlightenment. Like, you know, higher levels of knowing herself. And you're going to get to know yourself more as a man. It's only going to be a win-win for both parties at the end of the day. And now, yes, women do biologically go for the alpha male, and there can only be, you know, a small percentage of men who are like that. But I believe that, you know, the tides are changing and the ages are changing. And I do think that it's time when all men can become leaders and alphas. I mean, it's not there yet, and it's a far ways away. But almost every guy that I know lately, and maybe I'm biased because the friends that I choose to keep around me are all on their purpose, on missions, making shit happen in the world. But I just see a lot of guys because there's so much information that's free these days, and so I see a lot of guys actually bettering themselves these days, and you know, actually taking back their masculinity because obviously it took a hit in the 1900s with, you know, 9-to-5 jobs, not really a way to climb up. It was really hard to start a business in, you know, for my dad's generation. So, you know, it's just really hard to come up. And then, like, how are you going to learn about dating and sexuality and charisma? There was no YouTube infield videos. There's no like deep sexual books. You have to read like about Casanova, and you think it's like you probably think it's just like made up or something, or like that doesn't fit into what my parents wanted of me, and like the only way I'm going to get to college is if my parents help me get to college, and the only way to get money in this life is go to college, and so like they fit into their parents' belief systems just to make it in the world. They were just into a survival state. I think we're moving more into thrival now, and it's going to become more open. I do believe that if men become alpha, they have opportunities with women, period. So that's just going to make the 5% turn into 80-20, and then maybe 60-40. The tides are going to turn where women will stop chasing the same dudes all the time. And you only hear, complaints about Chad or Brad or Tyrone, these specific dudes at the top of the pyramid. There's going to be more dudes that are alpha as we go forward.
Yeah, but like a lot of guys, the problem here is that a lot of guys have lost touch with their masculinity. And I feel like, guys nowadays, like, they get too comfortable, right? Like, we have fucking everything,
Facts.
right? We can go to the fucking grocery store. We can get alcohol like this. Guys fucking watch porn in one fucking click.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're so, like, instantly gratified. They become so comfortable. And like, being comfortable is a part of, like, the feminine, right? And so, like, men are just starting to become more and more feminine.
Yeah.
As, as we advance as a society, as we advance, like, in
So
technology
true.
and shit. And, like, like, the number one thing is, like, guys really just need to get back in touch with their masculinity.
Tension.
Exactly. And they need to become that fucking man, right? Like, a man grows, like, through diversity. And you can't really become a fucking man and be a fucking leader if you're just laying your ass on the fucking couch watching porn, or you're fucking, like, eating and indulging in all this, like, shit, like, just so that you could feel better when you're feeling stressed. Like, no, like, cut that shit out of your fucking life. Like, cut that instant gratification out and start fucking doing shit. Start taking action. Do something that's hard. And, this all ties into, like, the bedroom and sexuality because,
Facts.
As one of my mentors, like, taught me, the way you lead inside the bedroom is the way you lead outside of the bedroom.
In life, yeah.
And in life in general. And, most guys, 99% of guys, like, they're shit inside the bedroom. They fucking suck. And, it's not the guy's fault either. Like, it's just, like I said, there's so much, like, comfort and there's so much, like, shit, like porn and like, just instant gratification shit that, like, guys are losing touch with, like, their masculine, like, the warrior within, right? And, like, back in the days, right, like in the tribal times, like, we didn't have all this shit, right? Like, guys had to go fucking find food, right? They had to fucking lead a tribe. They had to, like, like, take care of their people.
Yeah.
And that takes fucking work. And it's not fucking easy to do that shit.
Yeah, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything, right? It's not even just that these guys don't have experience in, like, sex with, like, multiple partners. It's literally they got out of touch with their masculinity, like Anton said. And so the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you're out there on your purpose, on your mission, you're going to be good in the bedroom because you're alive. It's a natural thing. It's not like, oh, this girl's had sex with 100 people. You've only had sex with 40. She's going to be better in the bedroom than you. No, it's like who knows themselves more, who's in touch with themselves more. And can you see each other eye to eye? That's when you're going to have a really good experience in the bedroom is like, can you be present with that other person and actually let go of worrying if this person's better than you or worrying if you're not going to meet their standards. Like, that's like some beta shit. Like let go, be in the fucking moment. Stop worried about third party perspectives. And this is the same fucking thing with approaching girls or meeting girls or socializing in general. If you're worried about what these people are thinking about you, that means you're not in touch with yourself and you don't think you're bringing your own piece of value to the world. You need to walk up to each and every person like you have $1 million check in your back pocket with their name on it. And if they want to accept it or not, that's up to them. But you can benefit every single living human being on this planet and that you hold value.
Exactly, right? And that's just, it all comes down to being a man on his purpose, right? Being a man on his purpose. And, it like really like, it could be anything, right? Like it could be starting a business or it could be like, you're going to fucking work out like a certain amount of days consistently and just sticking to that shit, right? Because if you can start leading yourself as a man that way, where you're just like holding yourself accountable, you're not taking the easy route, you're going through the path of most resistance.
Yeah.
And if you're doing that shit, like imagine the fucking leadership that you could bring inside a relationship
Yeah.
in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Like she's gonna fucking love you for that shit. Like women want a man they can follow, whether they admit it or not, whether they consciously think it or not. Like women want to let go. They don't want to fucking have to think for you. They don't want to have to like fucking like lead you.
They
like
want to be in their emotions.
They want to be in their emotions.
Have fun.
They want to feel good.
Yeah.
They want to feel good. And
Challenges. You should seek challenges as a man.
Exactly. And you know, if you can do that, like if you can like find that leadership within you, then you know you're gonna start that's gonna start like pouring out into other areas of your life, inside the bedroom with women, the way you talk to women, the way you talk to people. You're gonna carry yourself in a certain way.
Yeah.
And you know, women are gonna notice this shit, and they're gonna like want you for that shit, because so many men are fucking clueless and they're lost and they don't know what to fucking do. They don't know the direction that they're going.
The direction. And are you willing to die for that direction? Are you willing to put it all on the line every day? And does every step feel like you're taking a step with purpose? Like every time I approach a girl is the same like as getting on the podcast. Like I'm doing that because I'm getting more charisma out of it. And I'm doing that because I'm going to be a better person. And through that, I'm going to help more people. So every step matters. And I'm willing to die in any interaction with any female at any moment. And I'm willing to die, like on this podcast right now, I'm willing to die for what I say. You see what I'm saying? And it's that energy that really cuts through all the bullshit.
It's the masculine.
Yeah. And it takes, humans to the next level. That's human evolution in a nutshell right there.
Yeah. And like I said, women want a man who can lead. They want a man who's sure of himself, because then that's the only way she's going to be able to trust you. If you can lead, if you know what the fuck you're doing, like for example, right? Like say you go on a date with a girl and she's like, okay, like you seduce her, you know, you guys have chemistry, but then like you guys are going on a date and she's like, oh, so what are we going to do on our date? And the guy's like, yeah, so what are we going to do? It's like the girl doesn't fucking know what you guys are going to do.
Take her on an adventure, shit.
And it's like,
let her live in the moment. Don't make her go in her head and take her out of the fucking magic.
Exactly. And it's like, how the fuck can she trust you if you don't even know where you're going? Why is she going to go with you? Why is she going to sleep with you? Why is she going to want to have sex with you if you don't even know where you're fucking going yourself? It's like, how can she trust you? Like, she's going to fucking die if you don't know where the fuck you're going. Like, literally, that's her internal fucking biology saying, like, this guy can't fucking leave. He doesn't know where he's going. He's not confident in himself or where, you know, his path, his purpose.
Yeah.
She's in danger of fucking dying.
Listen, have a plan, and if you don't have a plan, be certain about your next step, at least. No, we're going this way. Adventure. Let's walk this way. I want to get to know you more. Let's have fun. Let's be spontaneous. Even being certain that you want to be spontaneous is still being certain. You still have a plan. You know, if you have no plan at all, you have no idea where you are, you're in a new city, then going and exploring is a plan. And you're leading when you say, let's go explore. That's dope as shit. And even going and getting lost in itself could be literally certain. You'd be certain that you want to go get lost. Let's go get fucking lost. Let's go like into the forest right now and get lost. Like, let's just fucking use the sun to find our way back. And like, that is like some real masculine shit right there where you're just like, let's go into the unknown. Come with me. I'm ready to go into the unknown. I'm certain about the fact that I'm ready to go into the unknown. Come with me. Because if you think about it, back in the day on the prairies, you got to go and find new land to find food. You got to travel over that mountain. You don't know what's over that mountain. Nobody does. But you have to make the decision. And this is like war generals too. They don't know if there's going to be a successful battle. All their other generals are saying, no, it's a bad idea. I don't think we should storm the beach there. We shouldn't do that. And the general goes, we're doing it. It's happening. You're either coming or you don't have my soldiers backing you up. I will go by myself if I have to.
Exactly. And the same exact shit applies inside the bedroom. She wants a man who can lead inside the bedroom as well, outside of the bedroom, right? Like, so many men, like, there's even like, all right, so there are successful guys out there who are dominant, who are leaders, wwho have shit, you know, they're on their purpose. They get shit done. But you got to be able to transfer all of that inside the bedroom too. Because believe it or not, like sex is the glue to a relationship. It's not everything, but it's the glue. Right? And women also want a leader inside the bedroom. Like she doesn't want to have to like fucking tell you to fucking get on a certain position. Like you lead, you tell her like okay, lay on your back, flip over, right? Like shit like that. And she wants to know like deep down inside, a girl wants to know what the fuck you're doing. She wants to know that you know what you're doing inside the bedroom.
Yeah. Or at least you're doing what you know you want to do. Right? Like,
yeah,
you know what you want and you're going for it.
And why? Why does she want that? Because she wants to let go.
Facts.
Right?
Experience it.
She wants to let go. She wants to let go into her emotions, into the feeling, into the orgasm. She doesn't want to have to fucking think for you.
Yeah.
Right? You need a fucking lead inside the bedroom as well. You need to know what you're doing. And I know like it may not be like your fault if you don't know what you're doing. Like you don't teach this shit in school.
Yeah.
You don't teach this shit like
in church.
Like anywhere. Like your parents don't fucking teach you this
Nah.
shit, right? Maybe they give you like
I never had the sex talk. I never had it.
Yeah, see he's never had the fucking sex talk, right?
My parents told me I was an accident and my mom was like being the dad in the whole entire childhood. You know, so my dad never really had that talk.
Yeah, and even if you do have the sex talk, right, it's like it doesn't fucking go into like anything. Like they just teach you like, oh, you know, safe sex, wear condoms, or, you know, wait till marriage, whatever the fuck. But they don't actually fucking show you how to fucking lead, how to actually like please her, how to like listen to her body and just like enjoy her, how to be fucking present in the bedroom, right? Presence is like one of the most important things inside the bedroom and in all of life, to be honest. In all of fucking life,
Facts.
in every area of life.
It is.
Presence is the fucking key
It's the
to
answer.
everything.
It's the answer. And Anton touched on something that I want to touch on. He said, you have these guys who are like alphas in their life and they've gone on their purpose and they're on their mission and they're winning, but they still suck in the bedroom. Now, what is that? They could literally use the same skill set over here to be good over here. It's the repression. It's the fact that we made sex such a big deal in our brains, in our minds. Like everything is an idea. Like everything that you have, like you have money, right? What is money? Money is just like a representation of value. It's an idea. You make it a big deal and now you can't make money. Money is like, if you're valuable, you should have money, but there's a lot of valuable people who don't make money.
Yeah.
Insane. There's a lot of alpha men who are not good in the bedroom. Insane. But this is where presence comes in and releasing and doing, deep meditations and feeling into your trauma and repression and being okay with it, accepting it, being grateful for it, loving it. And when you open your heart to, that repression, that is when you can actually release and let go of some of it.
Exactly. And when you can do that for yourself, imagine if you can just let go and not judge yourself, right? And just be open about like sex and like your sexuality and be comfortable with it. If you can do that, like that's going to transfer onto the woman and she's going to feel like comfortable. She's going to feel like she can let go. She's going to feel like she can open up. And, it starts with you though. It starts with, being a man. You need to lead her into that direction. You need to lead her towards like the path that you want to fucking go. Right? You need to like show her that, like, here, come with me. Like, I know exactly where the fuck I'm going. I know exactly what the fuck I'm doing. And even if you don't know what you're doing, like, still fucking act like it, right? Learn as you fucking go.
Facts.
Make mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. So many guys get into the bedroom and they're like, oh, fuck, like, I don't want to, like, do this or that. Like, I'm afraid of this. Like, guys are afraid to try shit in the bedroom. And, a lot of it has to do with insecurities, which, we won't get into too much today in this podcast. But, a lot of it has to do with insecurities. And it's like, they like, for example, guys don't want to use toys in the bedroom because they feel like they're going to be replaced by that toy. They feel which is such a stupid fucking thing, right? They feel like if they use a toy with a woman, with their partner, they feel like the toy's going to be better and she's going to get addicted to that. And then she's going to fucking break up with him for the fucking toy. Like, yeah, that's such a stupid thing, right? And it's like shit like that, right? Like, you need to be fucking comfortable with going in like a certain direction, right? And, like I said, women want that leadership inside the bedroom. Women want to feel like they can let go.
Yeah, and even if you don't know what you're doing, be comfortable and certain in the fact that you're going to find out and that you're going to do whatever feels good. And you're certain in the fact that each moment you're going to do what feels best.
Exactly. And, it's all going to transfer onto her. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, she's going to feel that shit. She's going to feel it inside the bedroom. So, you need to fucking own that shit. You need to own your sexuality. You need to own, like, if you're fucking nervous, like, if you're a virgin, own it.
Yeah.
Right? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to, like, have a talk with your partner about certain shit.
Dude, and this is one of the things, like, with approaching girls, too. Like, so many guys will never approach a girl in daylight in public that they're attracted to, that's with friends or whatever the situation is, or with their family, because they're like, nah, that makes me nervous. Well, who said being nervous is a bad thing? Once you can accept your nervousness, your anxiousness, and actually love that tension and understand that's growth, that means you're on the right path.
Yeah.
And actually open your heart up in that moment and be vulnerable in front of her. She's going to respect that, bro. And honestly, you could have no game at all and you could probably still get a 10 attracted to you. A girl that's beautiful and she's been with hundreds of men who are high value and you've never approached before in your life. You could still, if you went fully vulnerable, you could get her attracted to you. I swear that's how it works.
She wants a guy who's comfortable with himself.
Facts.
She wants a guy who's completely fine with himself.
Factuals.
Right? like so many guys, like, they get so in their fucking head. And I get it, right? I fucking get it. Like, I used to get in my head a lot about this shit too. Like, I've had so many repressions. I've had sexual blocks. I've had blocks with money. I still have some blocks with money, right? And I'm still working through that shit. But it's like, you need to be comfortable with that. You need to be comfortable with the process of, money, with sexuality, with improving, putting yourself in the line of fire, putting yourself under pressure. That's what's going to create that masculine fucking presence inside of you.
Fuck it, dude. Let the chips fall where they may.
Exactly.
Just fucking get messy because in the chaos comes order. This is kind of like off topic, but on topic. The Freemasons have like a saying, like where they literally do... They get chaos out of, or they get order out of chaos. They create a problem and then they offer the solution. And this is actually what they do to society on a large scale. Is they create problems and then people look for a savior and then the government comes with the solution. And it's just a never-ending cycle, and that's how you keep people under control. But yeah, literally, that's how life works. These Freemasons or whatever, these secret societies, they just learn the secrets about how the universe works. And so why don't you use the secrets for yourself? Go get messy, and you will find answers in the mess, and you will find order out of that mess that you created. And why not do it yourself? Because if you don't challenge you, the world will challenge you. So challenge you before the world challenges you. You become the cause, not the effect. Now you're leading your life. Now you're certain. Now you're actually more passionate and alive. Every step feels like you're not afraid, or you're less afraid, or you're more accepting of the fear, and it's more exciting because it just feels like you chose this step. And that's the deepest thing I can say.
Everything that we talked about, right? Everything that we covered in this podcast, sex is viewed in such a fucking terrible way. Such a negative fucking light.
I love sex.
Women are being fucking judged. Women are being called sluts. They're being slut-shamed. Men are being praised for this shit.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, it should be an equal thing, right? There should be no fucking judgment. Like a person should be able to fucking do what they fucking want to do. They should be able to have the sexual experiences that they want to have.
Especially somebody who's so sexually empowered. Like, women have so much sexual power and men are just intimidated by it because they can last for hours in the bed. They can literally have sex with you and then just leave and go have sex with another person while you're laying there like you just nutted.
Yeah. And it's like, all these things that, create pain and diversity. And it's like, you're like, fuck, like whether you have erectile dysfunction or like you're fucking nervous, you're a virgin, you're approaching a girl, you're fucking starting a business. Like, you need to fucking put yourself and go hard on all these things because that's what's going to like create that masculine polarity that women are craving to fucking have.
Yeah.
They're craving that masculine polarity because women, like most women are really fucking feminine. They have that feminine polarity.
That's when they feel the best in their body.
Exactly. And when you have that masculine and feminine polarity, it's like you learn how to fucking dance with it, right? It's like a fucking dance between the feminine and the masculine, and it's fucking perfect. It's fucking perfect. It's called the way it's supposed to be.
It's called the rite of passage. A man needs to go through his rite of passage. It's like, like the rituals, like walking on hot coals or whatever. Like they would always do these dances, or like the Spartans would throw the kids at 12 years old out into the wilderness, and he'd have to kill the wolf and come back a man or not. Every man has to go through his rite of passage, and then you can lead and put females into their feminine. And you have girls shit testing you all the time, like da 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 da, like is that the line you use on all the girls? Da da da. She's going into her masculine because she's like, yo, are you actually a dominant man? Have you gone through your rite of passage yet? If not, I can't go into my feminine for you because I don't feel safe around you. And on that note, I think we're going to finish up the podcast right here, guys. I really loved this first episode. It was powerful. I had fun with it.
Fucking. That's just dope, bro. Had a lot of fun, too. And, so, like I said, don't be fucking judgmental about this shit. Like, have a fucking open mind. Don't judge women on this shit. Don't judge yourself on this shit as a man.
Nah.
Be open about it. And just really, if you have a partner, have a talk with her, like, let her know that you understand her and that you won't fucking judge her. And get in touch with your fucking masculinity.
Yeah.
Go put yourself under the line of fire.
Yeah, and feel that feeling of terror.
And really just, like,
sit with it.
Embrace it.
Embrace it. Love it.
And, and I think we're going to cut it right there.
Boom.
And
until the next time, guys.
We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Stay up.